She led him back to the house, where they climbed up the ladder into the attic. She pointed out to her son a sturdy seaman's chest covered in dust. "Your grandad gave me this to give to you when I thought you needed it. Here's the key." As he pushed up the lid of the trunk, suddenly the air was filled with the glimmer of gold. "Your grandad was slightly a bit of a pirate, and then he got religion and were a bit afeard, and the last words he said to me on his deathbed were, 'That young lad'll do something one day, you mark my words, our Elsie, but I'm damned if I know what it's going to be.'" Even though he'd set up a forge of his own, the local blacksmiths soon got used to making mysterious items that young Mr. Simnel had sketched out meticulously. He never told them what he was constructing, but since they were earning a lot of money, they didn't mind, and everybody continued to watch young Dick Simnel slip in and out of the wicket gate of his old barn, double padlocked at all times. Simnel had found a couple of local likely lads who helped him make things and move things around. Over time, the barn was augmented by a host of other sheds. More lads were taken on, and the hammers were heard all day, every day, and information trickled into what might be called the local consciousness. Apparently, the lad had made a pump that pumped water very high, and then he'd thrown everything away and said, "We need more steel than iron." Then people heard about what the lads called the bunker, which had been useful to jump into on several occasions when there had been a little incident. And then there was the unfamiliar but somehow homely and rhythmic chuffing noise, really quite a pleasant noise, which was strange, because the mechanical creature that was making the noise sounded more alive than you would have expected. And then there were the sunny days when young Simnel and his cohorts dug long lines in the field next to the barn and filled them with metal while the furnace glowed day and night and everyone shook their heads and said, "Madness." And then the banging and clanging and smelting had stopped, and Mr. Simnel's lieutenants pulled aside the double doors of the big barn and filled the world with smoke. Very little happened in this part of St-Olat, and this was enough to bring people running. Most arrived in time to see something heading out towards them, panting and steaming, with fast-spinning wheels and oscillating rods eerily appearing and disappearing in the smoke and the haze, and on top of it all, like a sort of king of smoke and fire, Dick Simnel. It was faintly reassuring that this something was apparently under the control of somebody human, although the more thoughtful of the onlookers might have added, "So what, so's a spoon?" And the bystanders fled as the steaming, dancing, spinning, reciprocating engine cleared the barn and plunged on down the tracks laid in the field. But every little boy of any age who followed it vowed there and then that one day he would be the captain of the terrible, noxious engine. Oh, yes, indeed, a prince of the steam, a master of the sparks. And outside, freed at last, the smoke drifted purposefully away in the direction of the largest city in the world. It drifted slowly at first, but gathered speed. Later that day, and after several triumphant turns around the short track in the field, Simnel sat down with his helpers. "Wally, Dave, I'm running out of brass, lads," he said. "Get your mothers to make us some butties and bring out the horses. We're taking Iron Girder to Ankh-Morpork. I hear it's the place where things happen."